a couple weeks ago. Got to do it again. I can't flip flop on my picks, so I still feel Alabama loses. Just the only team that loses.
Chris.
I do agree with him as far as Alabama, but I would say probably Cincy has a chance of laying an egg. I don't say they'll lay an egg because they will be playing Pitt. So, I mean, that's going to be a good game regardless, but I think Pitt does have a good shot to knock off Cincy.
JB.
Yeah, that's a valid argument. I was going to go with Cincinnati because Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh is just number 8. I mean, they're breathing on the back of their necks. So it could be between them. Texas, my boys, they have something to look forward to. I mean, they have a tough task. I mean, not only with Texas A&M, they always play them tough or whatever, but Nebraska, they're facing them in the Big 12 championship game. And last time Texas played Nebraska, they lost 22-6. So that's something that they need to be focusing on, not to be looking ahead. Boise State and TCU, they pretty much got all their pushovers out the way. I mean, Boise State, they had cream puffs all season. But Alabama is as tough as me to say this. Alabama might be the one to be worried about because I don't see them getting blown out by Florida. But Florida as far as their defense, I mean, come on, they bring back all their guys back. So Mark Ingram might have a little bit of a struggle against that defense.
All right, good points from the panel. Up next, we have an NFL discussion. This week we're going to do something different. We have, an extra game we're going to talk about. Plus, we have 2 representatives from 2 teams that will be playing on Thanksgiving. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be tight. So make sure keep it tuned on the range. Welcome back to the range. We have our point system up and running. For this week, we have our leader, who is not with us, Doug Clutch, by virtue of his victories from last week with 30 points.
Gets the week off.
With a tie of 30 points, the Honorable Chris Gallen with 30 points. With 25 points, getting all of his games right from last week, J.B. Brown. And sad to say for this week, with sole possession of being named the Calvin,
Who?
Cleveland Spears with 20 points. So we will leave it up to Cleveland to talk about one of the games coming up. But first and foremost, we're going to let JB talk about our great game of the week, the Monday night special coming up, New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. JB.
All right. Now we all know the Saints have, perhaps the most dynamic offense in the game, but they shouldn't be looking past New England as they played a hell of a game against Peyton Manning. Obviously, I thought they should have won. Obviously, this guy is very happy about that. New England's defense is number 6 in the league in total yards, so they're going to have their hands full. I mean, Peyton Manning's offense is dynamic, but Drew Brees and the Saints' offense are just a little bit more dynamic, so I'm going to go with the Saints 31, Patriots 28.
Cleveland.
Well, in that game, I hate to say this, but I think New England wins that game. Huge, 34-21.
Chris.
He took my score.
So New England?
Of course.
Just because of Randy Moss.
Yes. I do like the Saints, though, but Randy Moss.
He's going to take Randy
Moss.
Moss all day, every day.
Randy Moss.
All right.
I would too.
Our next game, the wild card special for this week, the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. Cleveland, be objective.
Oh man, it's tough to be objective when your team is undefeated. But We did as an Indianapolis Colts franchise, we escaped a victory 2 weeks ago. So I mean, it's very, very tough for me to say that we can beat them at home, on the road. This game will be in Houston. Houston, looking pretty good. I mean, just coming out the bye week, and then Tennessee. I mean, they look pretty good. I mean, I think they'll be all right. I think I've never been scared enough in my life. The last time we lost in Houston was Christmas Eve, in 2006, en route to the Super Bowl that year. So I mean, it was just it's very tough for me to say this. Yeah, and last time I made the mistake of going against my boys. I'm not doing that this time around. I think we have utilized our strengths on our team. Our cornerbacks have stepped up. So I got to go with the Colts winning this ball game 30-27.
Chris.
Unfortunately, I will have to agree with this man with the Colts winning big.
The score.
I don't want to choose a score because I don't want to talk about the Colts.
JB.
Well, the Texans, they usually right nowadays they're playing the Colts tougher than ever, and they actually blew that game, the one in Indianapolis. So I'm going to go with the Colts 20-17 again.
2017. Now our upset special. The Kansas City Chiefs at the San Diego Chargers. Kansas City were 15 points. Talk about it, Chris.
Well, last time Kansas City and the Chargers met, Vincent Jackson went off 5 catches, 142 yards, 1 touchdown. Matt Castle threw 3 interceptions. He did have 1 touchdown, but 3 costly interceptions. The Chiefs' red zone defense did step it up. The Chargers got in the red zone 5 times, but they only scored twice. I really feel that since the release of Larry Johnson, I believe the Chiefs, I'm going to call them the Chiefs this week, because they beat Pittsburgh. I don't care if you call it a fluke or whatever. They beat Pittsburgh, and I'm calling the Chiefs in the upset special. Yes, I am. Can't really call the score, but I'm calling the upset.
Cleveland.
Oh, man. I've been going against San Diego for so long that I've just learned to stop. So I'll go with San Diego in this one. They'll win big. I think they'll win big. Like I said, fluke. So they'll win 34-17 to make it respectable.
JB.
Does that special come with size? Because that's crap. Kansas City, they played their hardest out against Pittsburgh. They gave up 500 yards to Big Ben before knocking them out in overtime. But I really don't see them pretty much laying that much of a finger against Phillip Rivers, so I'm going with the Chargers. No score, and no score needed for this one.
All right. For our missing panelist, Doug has picked New England over New Orleans, Indianapolis over Houston, San Diego over Kansas City, and now for the encounter. For the encounter, the giant argument to come. In one corner, you have the Oakland Raiders, represented by the Honorable Chris Gallen. In the other corner, you have Justin J.B. Brown, representing the Dallas Cowboys. So, today, we have the encounter between the two men. And I want to know why. JB, why will the Dallas Cowboys win?
Because we can tackle on offense, and we're not always inconsistent. We can actually stop.